really, from the bottom of my heart, just don't see how can you bring back a show at 300,000? I mean, barring Watch What Happens, and even Watch What Happens gets over that at times.
So, okay. So Larsa just did like, I think Entertainment Tonight. She comes out, she says, "Oh, I've re-signed a contract, darling. I'm going to be back on RHOM."
Did she say those words that she re-signed a contract?
No.
That's what I
She
don't know.
No, she didn't. She just said, I feel like she just said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be on next season. I'm going to be on next season." They are not filming. But
Correct.
she basically went out and said, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be on next season of RHOM, getting ready for it," all that, implying that it's coming back and she is on it. What is the truth?
Well, look, I will stand. First of all, we can be wrong here. I once said that Melissa Gorga was 100% being fired this season. Although, I mean, what I really probably meant is that the show should have been changed and they should have listened to me because we had a horrible season of New Jersey. Not that Melissa necessarily should have been fired, but something should have happened. I will stand by what you and I said because I never said it definitely wasn't coming back, but I can tell you, I know from reliable sources, I will stand by this that I'm not so sure it is definitely coming back. It's not 100%. And now I'm reading this article because this headline was everywhere. Now, I checked with my sources that
Okay.
confirmed everything I said. I mean, I'm in this new podcast now, which let's just take a minute. Because I called Anna Kinkose from Miami, who is my co-host. For everyone who doesn't know, Behind the Velvet Rope is going nowhere. The David Yontef, Sarah Fraser crossovers, nothing is changing. I'm 9 days a week. I'm 9 times a week now. We have 2 afternoon shows. You're 7 days a
Finish.
week. Nothing is changing. This show, there is another podcast that I was heavily recruited for months and months and months. Anna revealed on Jeff Lewis we were going to do the show with Vicky Gunvalson, which we could talk about that at some point. Vicky was not a good fit for me and Anna at all in any way, shape, or form. And we are doing it with this great guy, Ace Fanning, who has, Anna's a lawyer. Anna is very smart. She basically said, I don't want to be another Housewives podcast that fails, because a lot of them do. She said, it's really like, why don't I pick two people that are successful in the podcast game? It's a whole different thing, which is we have Five Behind the Velvet Rope. Ace has a podcast called Sister Wives. Love should not be divided, it should be multiplied. So he has that. And Anna took both of us and we have a show. It's called The Bravo Bench. And it is a much, much different than Behind the Velvet Rope. So it will not take away from this show. So for everyone who doesn't like change, guess what? Nothing is changing. If you want more of me, God help you all. But if you do, there's the Bravo bench. It's much different. It's three of us. It's very quick. I am the Bravo expert. I bring topics. Anna is the pop culture queen. She brings pop culture. And Ace brings topics of people like the girl that basically slept with the entire police
Oh,
force.
we love
And
that
then,
story.
right, those are the
I
type of
know.
stories that Ace brings. So it's Bravo, it's pop culture, and it's very fast paced. And I am the judge and I bring up, and then we rule if you're guilty or not. But that's kind of a loose format. But it's fun. We cover a lot of the topics we cover here, but very quickly. And it's from a different perspective because Anna and Ace are not me.
So excited about it. I can't wait. I love the combo. I told you this. I think it's gonna do really well. I love
I
the
hope
combo.
so.
I love it. I just and Ace has such a popular show and is so funny. Crashing on all the housewives.
It's not all about me. We have lots of, but I called Anna
And
because,
Anna.
we're
Oh god.
working together. And I just said, like, I have my own sources. I don't need Anna. But I'm like, Anna has some connections in Miami that are pretty. And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you what I heard. You tell me what you heard. And her response was it was like the same story that I had. Like, Larsa might think she's coming back. And look, I do believe Larsa will be coming back to the Real Housewives of Miami if the show is coming back, but it is not 100%. And these titles here, I'm reading a title: Larsa Pippen confirms return of Miami. Larsa Pippen confirms Real Housewives of Miami return. Now, I have read this article. I finally focused because we know sometimes I skim. It says when Entertainment Tonight asked Larsa if she'd return to RHOM, she responded, obviously, yes. The Miami OG continued. I love it. I have so much fun shooting the show. I love the girls. I feel like we're so fortunate to be able to show our lives. We live in the best state in the country, so it's really just fun. As for what we could see during season 7, she said, there's so much going on. Everyone's breaking up. We better get the cameras rolling. We better get the cameras rolling.
Oh,
Yeah. And then she said she's spending the summer and like, yeah. So they're now doing what Alexia and Marisol did for 10 years when the thing was off the air. They're all hanging out. All of a sudden, Larsa's at this event with Dr. Nicole. And here we are with Kiki. It's like, that's great. That's not going to get the show back. Although, I mean, it took the others 10 years. So she never said it was green lit. So I really feel, and even if she did say it was green lit, I know for a fact right now, today, this is not guaranteed. It may not come back. It may, but it's not at the time. So,
wait,
and I
what's your
really,
crystal
and I
ball?
really
Like,
don't even think Larsa, from reading this, I'm like, Larsa didn't even say that, God. Like, this is a stretch of a title, guys, and it went everywhere. What's my thoughts?
what's your like crystal ball? What's your gut? Because your gut is usually very accurate, which is you had always known that Reno was going to be canned, but you
Yes.
sort of changed your mind only because of like pressure from
Because
myself
of
and
my friend
everybody else
Catherine Edwards as
and Catherine
well.
Edwards, right?
She's
Okay.
like, they would never get rid of Rinna. And I had a weak moment because here with you, I push back. And when Catherine says something, I'm like, oh, I'm just so happy Catherine's on our show today because everyone loves her so much. I talk to Catherine all the time, guys. She just is living her life. But yeah, I changed my mind, but then I changed back. What's my gut? You know what it is? It's like
I know.
I feel I don't know because like I don't know how they could change the cast if it can. I still, believe it or not, I still think Alexia is the most likely not to come back. I think Alexia, Marisol, and Adriana are the ones that would not come back. Alexia's divorce is not going to get her back on the show. It's kind of a nothing burger. I mean, she just tried to post these pictures that implying she was back with Todd, and it was all clickbait. And so there's not enough there, I don't think, to have her back on the show. If it came back, maybe they would have everyone back, but something tells me it just isn't. Like, we're in August. There's no talk of it. I don't know.
Well, you know best. I'm so
It wouldn't shock me if it's back, but I don't know. I really could see it not coming back now
well, we
for a
didn't
while.
think Potomac would be back either, and that's back. Okay, we have tons of other things to get to.
Let's do it.
Kyle Richards Mauricio slapped with a $6,000 tax lien against their house in Encino, California, the $8.3 million mansion. This doesn't seem like much of a story to me because I guarantee it's probably already paid off, don't we think? I mean, in California, your home is constantly being reassessed and taxed, and I mean, we can't even get home insurance out here because of earthquakes, fires, California policies. So, I mean, do you think this is a big story? It was picked up by the Post as though this was like juicy. Can they pay their bills? But I just don't think this is big.
Nah, this is not big. And the answer